All right, moving on to the last question. I think it can be easy for someone who's in like I know just personally when there's like a celebrity or someone that tells me it's okay, don't worry, and I'm like, you don't understand me. You're rich. You live this magic life, you know, and that doesn't mean that they didn't earn it. But I know it's hard, you know, when someone comes from like maybe a better economic situation or they're more famous and they're trying to be inspiring and you're like, yeah, that's fine, but you know, I'm not you. I can't live the same way as you. What would you say to someone who's, you know, kind of like, personally, I'm a cynical person, unfortunately in general, but what would you say to someone who thinks that way, that says, you know, these aren't really things that can apply to me because I'm in a different situation, and what would you say about that?
Yeah. Well, that part, probably before the program, I would have said just the same thing.
Mhm.
Like, it's very easy for a person that it's in a very good position to say, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be fine." Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Truth is, a lot of these motivational phrases that are all over the place, like "you can do it,"
Yeah.
it's all in your mind, you see,
Yeah.
like what I was talking about, like you watch a motivational video and you say, oh yes, cool, I feel excited, I want to do it,
Mhm.
but you don't really know how to do it. Yeah,
Mhm.
you don't find that place in your life where you can say, okay, I'm going to move forward this way.
Mhm.
So why that program changed my life is because they actually show you how, you
Mhm.
know. So when I started learning about that, I was like, yes, the limits are on my mind.
Mhm.
Right now, I have not accomplished everything I wish I would have accomplished. Yes.
Mhm.
But actually, yesterday, I was just reading or watching a video, a Jay Shetty's video, and he said a very powerful phrase. I want to read it to you because I think that is so good. You see, he says, this is the best year of your life, not because I'll get everything I want, but because I'll become everything I need to be. So
Mhm.
it's like one of the most powerful things that I have learned is that every time I think like I'm not that way, it's not that easy for me. So
Mhm.
that is going to limit my mind.
Mhm.
So it's my job to make it easier. How do I make it easier? I need to find techniques to do that. It could be journaling, it could be meditation, it could be exercising, but anything that makes me feel good or better about myself is going to make me feel more confident. It's going to make me love myself
Mhm.
more. So every time I think like that, oh, you don't understand me because you're just not in my situation.
Yeah.
I'm saying that like I'm creating a very big limitation in my mind. You
Mhm.
see, it's like it's very, yeah, it's blocking you.
Yeah.
And I now understand that because, you know, I had this idea when I was a university student. Like, what if I start writing? Yeah. And my mind will always go like, you're not a good writer.
Really?
You see, it was always like,
You
what
have
are you gonna say?
have a
Are you
published
creative?
you have a published book now.
Yeah, I know. Yes, that's amazing. It's not like I wrote it myself, but
You,
probably there are a couple of ideas
you
in that book,
contributed.
and that's
Yeah.
amazing. You see, but I was always like, I would start. It's so easy to start like numbering, you know, all the bad things or all the things that you think are going to go bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or badly. Well,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
so, so when I remember these moments in my life, I am like, yes, it was myself. I am the one who's setting that limit. I am the one who's how do you say, self sabotaging. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's myself. I
Mm-hmm.
am probably I am not rich right now. I am not like I don't have a lot of things that I wish I could have right now.
Mm-hmm.
But now I know that I can become that kind of person because I have a different way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I actually shifted a lot of things in my mindset. It's not easy, but if you really want to do it, you can do it. You see, when you start, like 2 months ago, no, it was like a month ago, I found this program to become a creative writer, and I
Mhm.
decided to take a class.
Mhm.
And I felt amazing because it was, like I find myself, or I found myself in a place where I actually like to be, learning about that, improving that. So
Mhm.
right now I'm not a great writer, but I'm in the process of becoming one. So you see, it's if I start numbering all the things that can go wrong, so
Mhm.
that's gonna block me. That's myself making it not happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not, supporting yourself, then it's gonna be, and I think this is gonna be applied to teaching too. When you have a student that is like, oh no, I'm not gonna learn this, and you know, it is the teacher's responsibility too to try to motivate the student. But I think at the end of the day, if the student never ever wants to do anything and always tells themselves they're not gonna do it, then they're not going to do it. I mean, the teacher's there to push them as much as possible, but I think at the end of the day, it really comes down to the individual.
Yes, one of the advice or pieces of advice that I also received from Jeshet is find a person you admire. When you start learning their stories,
Mm-hmm.
probably Roger Federer is a person that actually had a good position and he could do it. Oh come on.
Dale.
But when you think about Elon Musk, it was not easy for him. When you think about this person that I'm talking about, Vishen Lakiani, it was not easy for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start thinking about so many people that have achieved something, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that it has been easy for anybody. If you
Mm-hmm.
read the story, even if they had probably more economical or financial resources, it was not easy for them. So when you actually go to read the story about a person you admire,
Mm-hmm.
and you think like, okay, if uh, a person that is playing soccer, and admires Messi or Ronaldo,
Yeah,
you probably are not a soccer player, but you can learn a lot from their stories.
of
From
course.
Ronaldo, it's discipline. From Messi, it's like taking advantage of all the talents he has,
Yeah,
like because he's very talented. Even if you have the talent, but you don't work on that, so
mhm,
what are you going to do with that? Just
exactly.
stay saying, like, keeping, or just saying that, oh yes, I'm good at that, I could do that if I wanted to. A lot of people say that, like, I
Yeah.
could do that if I wanted to, I just don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you really want to move forward, just go and read a story, and you will see that it's not easy for everybody. We all need to start at some point, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
starting is a really big step.
Mm-hmm. That was a great answer. We're not running out of time, but I feel like we've covered everything pretty well. And I want to know if you have any final thoughts, anything you'd like to add. I think Mind Valley should hire you as a spokesperson for a commercial, because you're definitely giving them or saying a lot of nice things about them. So I'm sure they appreciate that too.
Well, when you get to know them, you realize that it's something that I didn't know could exist.
Yeah.
It's something that blows your mind,
Mm-hmm.
because when you see what they are doing,
Mm-hmm.
it's what I think the world needs. The
Mm-hmm.
world needs a different kind of education
Mm-hmm.
that focuses more on yourself,
Mm-hmm.
on being a better person from inside. You
Mm-hmm.
see? So, what would I say to finish? I think that if you really want to be a better person, if you really want to become a better professional, if you want to start a new practice, if you want to change your career and you feel it in your heart, I
Mm-hmm.
think that you ask yourself like the right questions, you're going to get answers
Mm-hmm.
through people, through a video, through a podcast, or through
Mm-hmm.
a friend. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you ask yourself the right answers, at some point you're gonna get them. Sorry, if you ask yourself the right questions, at some point you're gonna get the answers, right? So
Right.
yeah. So I think it depends on how badly you feel that you want to change.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a lot of stuff on the internet, not just the not just Mind Valley, but if you go on YouTube and you find these people, you're gonna find so many
Mm-hmm.
people that are working on that, and so many people that give you a lot of information for free, and that's cool because you get to
Great.
learn a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to go deeper, you will have to invest a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. And what I was, yeah, there was one thing I was going to add about something that motivated me to just start doing new things that I thought about doing was listening to a podcast, like you said, and they said if there's ever a time where you're going to start doing something new, and a lot of people might not be working now, and or they're just at home longer, and if you do have that time, or you got to make that time, this is the time. If you're not going to do it now when you have free time, when are you going to do it? So that was something that stuck with me. And I'm like, I got to start. I got to start. I got to do this. I got to do this. And
Yes.
now I am. And I feel good about it. And I'm actually going to go running now. So I really appreciate you coming in on the interview. And you did a great job. And it's nice to see you again. I know it's been a while since our last Zumba session.
I know, I know, I
So
know.
thank
Yeah.
you so much, and I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to add something else because I just remembered something that it happened to me personally.
Hmm.
Like for me, exercising was not easy. It was not easy to get that or to have that habit. You know, that habit. Sorry. So, but it was because the pain of of being sedentary, the pain of like just being sad all the time because I was so sad and depressed at the time because of all the things that were happening. So all that pain of just staying the same person all my life was really, it was greater than the pain of going to the gym, you know, for me. So that was it. So I don't want to feel that pain inside myself anymore.
Yeah.
So exercising was something that made me feel better. And then it was just not exercising, but all the things that I just talked about a few minutes ago. But it's just that, you know, what's more difficult, just to keep the same or to decide that you actually want to make something different?
Yeah. I think I'm the same. If I sit still for too long, I'm like, I have to do something. I can't just be here all day. So, um, I thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. It was so cool to talk to you. And I think that it's amazing that we have kept in touch
Yeah.
all this time.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad to call you my friend, and I know I'll see you again either in Colombia or here or in Holland or wherever we end up.
Whatever it is. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Bye. Thank you.